Hi, I'm Jonathan. Welcome to John's Veggie Garden Diaries, 1st of December 2020. Had quite a lot of hail, so most of my squash leaves have been decimated, and I've got some shredded lettuce. I just wanted to answer a question about hand pollination because it's something that I really didn't understand for a long time. I couldn't understand why my different squash, I'm just using squash in general here because I'm going to count, for example, this little patch here where I've got two different kinds of pumpkins, zucchini, and butternut. But why I hand pollinate is in some cases everything goes well and you get healthy vegetables, but in some cases your squash or butternuts, your pumpkin, whatever it is, just sort of seem to shrivel and die. So normally the reason for that is they get a beautiful flower and then no bees come. And I'm trying to find an example. You have to excuse me while our putts go around here. Should have planned this a bit better, but I can't really get access in here. So if you don't get pollination, whether it's by bees or hand pollination, you wind up with that. It'll look similar, whether it's butternut, whether it's baby marrows, whatever the case may be. So there's various ways that people hand pollinate. A popular way is to use earbuds, take some pollen from the males to the females. So I use a much more brutal method, which I don't think is very popular, and it's probably not great if you're doing it at scale, but I do it with a lot of effect. So the only problem I've got here is trying to figure out what's what. But here is a flower. Most of your flowers, regardless of what kind of squash they are, pumpkin, butternut, baby marrow, as I say, you're going to look for a male. The male flowers look like this. If you can't see what it looks like inside, one easy way to tell is there's nothing underneath. Okay, so it's a little bit windy. It's just a stem, and it goes into the flower, and then it goes in there. That's the male flower. When you're looking for a female flower, which is often fairly challenging, then you're going to be looking for that. I'm just trying to get, okay. So you can see the difference. For the life of me, I've forgotten the technical terms. It'll come to me when I finish shooting the video. But underneath, I don't know if you can see under the female flower, that will be your squash. You will literally see a little miniature version. I'm going to try zoom out here so you can see a bit better. I planted these all too close together, so it's a disaster. But look underneath the female flower, that's what you see. And then just to remind you, under the male flower, that's what you see. In the male flower, that's what you see. And in the female flower, that's what you see. So to get back to how you actually do it, I'm going to use an example with this one. Honestly, I think this is pumpkin, but I'm not sure. And I don't have any female pumpkin flowers. But what I do, as I say, pretty brutal, is I will literally go and pluck this off. The disadvantage of this, of course, is now the bees can't get to this, which is a big problem. But if you're hand pollinating, probably you already have an issue with that. I should get a tripod. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm holding my phone with my chin. Okay, so that's what you'll see inside. This one's a little bit dead. I like to get them when they're fresh. And then I will literally break that. I break all the pieces off. I try to do it early in the morning. Go to the female flower when it's fully open. This one's not fully open. And I will literally shove that bit inside and rub it around inside the female flower. So what that does is it pollinates the flower, I get very, very good results like this. And what can I say? I mean, for me, obviously everyone's different, but for me it radically changed the game. A perfect example would be pumpkins. Could not get a pumpkin to grow for the life of me. They just didn't get pollinated. And now, you know, it's not a problem. If you notice in the video I've got an organza bag, it's just because I tend to have a problem with pumpkin flies. So the moment I hand pollinate, I pop an organza bag on there. I don't do it for my zucchini because there are just too many of them and they're too challenging to get to. So I do lose a lot of zucchini without, you know, because I don't hand pollinate enough. One thing that I've done that does help a little bit, won't be totally the answer, is planted some lavender. My lavender's looking a little bit poor, but plant some lavender nearby your squash, and then I find you have to do less hand pollinating because the lavender attracts the bees. So excuse my shocking video work, that's something I'll have to improve on, but I hope that helps. Bottom line, various ways to hand pollinate. If you can leave the flowers intact, it's great because then the bees can still get them. As I say, I'm a little bit brutish with my approach, but it does work very well. So good luck. If you have any questions, please just pop a comment under the video and I'll answer if I can. Thanks.